What's up, Taiwan? Good morning. I'm Erika Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo arrived in Taipei on Wednesday. Deputy Foreign Minister Harry Tang greeted Pompeo and his wife Susan after they landed at the Songshan airport. It's the second high-profile U.S. group to land in Taiwan in just over 24 hours. While serving under former President Donald Trump, Mike Pompeo oversaw closer bilateral ties, including increased U.S. arms sales to Taiwan and the lifting of restrictions on visits by top U.S. officials. During his trip to Taiwan, Pompeo will speak at a local think tank and meet Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen. He spoke briefly to media gathered at the airport when he arrived.
It is wonderful to be here. I've been looking forward to coming to visit with the people of Taiwan for a very long time. And I'm so much looking forward to my trip to meet with business people, people from government, people all across your great nation.
Taiwan's politicians are doing their part to help the people of Ukraine. President Tsai Ing-wen is donating 1 month's salary to support relief operations in the country. That's more than 17,000 US dollars. Other officials from the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, the vice president and premier, are also donating their salaries. And top officials and other prominent politicians from the main opposition Kuomintang have committed to do the same. For Ukrainians in Taiwan with families still in the country, the past week has been deeply concerning. But imagine being caught between a real war in Ukraine and a fake war in Taiwan. That was the recent reality for one Korean Ukrainian in Taipei, initially worried about his family back in Ukraine. James Chater has this story.
For Korean Ukrainian Alexander Shin in Taipei, being 8,000 kilometers away from his family in southern Ukraine was difficult enough when Russia's invasion began.
I have to recall the first day. It's the most horrible day of my life, for sure.
But on the war's second day, and after several calls to family ensuring their safety, he was suddenly surprised to receive a message asking if he was okay. His brother, still in Ukraine, had seen a message in a Telegram group with 2 million subscribers, suggesting that China had simultaneously begun an invasion of Taiwan.
At that moment, my thought was like, I have no idea. Like, what if it's really happening and I have no idea? So I started Googling through news in English, and there's no information on that, and I felt relieved. But then I tried the same thing in Russian. I literally Googled China attack Taiwan.
What he found was troubling disinformation, several Russian-language articles from Ukraine-based media outlets appearing to confirm his brother's fear that China had also launched an attack on Taiwan.
So this is the one that says China attacks.
Yeah, it literally says China attacked, past tense, Taiwan.
Another headline reads, China also has a Donbass, implying Beijing's assertions that Taiwan is part of China echoes Russia's relationship to the Donbass region in eastern Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin is justifying the invasion by claiming Moscow is liberating the region. The headline continued.
Against the backdrop of crisis in Ukraine, China is planning their special operation.
Special operation are the exact words of Vladimir Putin when he announced the invasion of Ukraine. And in another article that speculates what would happen if Beijing followed Moscow's example, one paragraph reads, pro-Chinese unification sentiment in Taiwan is strong and growing, and that it's not a given the island would defend itself. However, that's a claim easily countered by statistics published by Taiwan's National Zhengzhou University, which surveys Taiwanese sentiment toward cross-strait relations. Over the past 2 decades, they clearly show a fall in the number of Taiwanese supporting unification with China. While people in Ukraine deal with disinformation about a Chinese attack on Taiwan, in Taiwan itself, in the media and on the streets, there is a growing debate over the validity of comparisons with Ukraine. But Taiwan's leaders have been quick to dispel parallels. In a statement condemning Russia's invasion, Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen said the government will strengthen defenses against cognitive warfare and attempts to use the situation in Ukraine to undermine morale among the Taiwanese people. And she's warned about Chinese disinformation tactics elsewhere.
无论是打压台湾的国际空间，或者是透过认知作战，操作错假信息来分化台湾的内部，侵蚀我们的民主。 这些动作没有一天停止。
In Ukraine, using disinformation to fracture unity has been a concern since the Russian invasion began, and social media giants are taking action. Facebook and Twitter this weekend removed 2 anti-Ukrainian covert influence Russian operations. And Telegram, the app where Alexander's brother first saw the fabricated story about Taiwan, has also threatened to shut channels.
You know, someone sitting in Taiwan might say this might just be because the Ukrainian media don't have enough contextual knowledge about cross-strait relations. Do you think it's that simple?
It's not because they don't understand Taiwanese realities. It's because they're trying to achieve something with this message. Because the words they use is literally attack and invade.
Alexander was able to see through the disinformation, but he says for those in a conflict zone where anxieties are heightened, stories like these could sow discord, as well as demoralize Ukrainian soldiers.
When you read those news, you would give in to panic, and it would feel like, oh, okay, well, there's this another war happening, and this is clearly already leading to a world war.
TaiwanPlus was unable to confirm whether the articles were part of a concerted disinformation campaign by Russia. But in their capacity to incite fear and anxiety, they're proof once again that modern warfare takes place as much online as it does on the battlefield. Chris Ma and James Chater for TaiwanPlus.
The Taiwan government is moving forward with relaxing COVID-19 restrictions to support the economy as the pandemic is largely under control in the country. Starting March 7th, the quarantine for people arriving from abroad will be cut from 14 days to 10. The country will also reopen its borders to business travelers in the coming week. Meanwhile, flight crew working short-haul flights will no longer be required to spend 7 days at home following each flight. Under the self-health monitoring protocol, they will be allowed to take public transportation and visit public venues during that week. Japan has also relaxed its entry requirements. Non-tourist visitors with Taiwanese vaccine passport showing 3 doses of an approved vaccine will not need to quarantine upon arrival. More and more pit bulls are being abandoned by their owners in Taiwan. That was the word from animal protection workers as a new ban on raising or breeding pit bulls went into effect on Tuesday. Now it should be noted that people who already own a pit bull can keep the pet as long as they register their furry friend. TaiwanPlus' Erika Liu has more.
Dangerous animals? Already labeled as an aggressive breed last August, it is now illegal in Taiwan to have a pit bull. The ban follows a spate of attacks by the breed, including the death of a 3-year-old boy in southern Pingtung County last December. Current owners can keep their animals, but the dogs have to be chipped and registered, and the owners must register as well. With the ban, many owners have abandoned their pit bulls or given them up to animal shelters.
还是会发现有一些就是没有做宠灯的比特犬送来到收容所，那我们也可以归类说这样是一个弃养的行为。
Shelters are working hard to find these pit bulls new families, and some have already been rehomed.
都跟认养人讲得很清楚，你应该遵守的规定就是你要戴嘴套，你要系牵绳，然后不得放养。
Pit bull owners who fail to follow these rules face fines of over $5,000 US. Anyone who illegally owns or breeds the dogs could be fined almost $9,000. According to the Council of Agriculture, there were 4,686 pit bulls registered in Taiwan as of January. Owners have until the end of next February to register, after which they could be penalized. Animal protection workers are urging pit bull owners to follow protocol and not abandon their pets to avoid causing further problems for the breed. Alex Chen and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. I'm Erika Liu. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with footage of some stray cats playing with model trains in a Japanese restaurant. Have a great day and see you next time.